Oh, Brian's not here for his month of the month. Steve, can you do that? It's a thing Brian does. He's still on vacation.
He does what?
The month of the month. And then he spits all over. Thank you.
You did it.
It was my Brian.
It's the one club of the month.
There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Listen, Steve, also thank you for that forecast last night, to be honest, because it worked out perfectly for us because there was no rain, a little bit of wind, but warm. And then when the kids wanted to keep going and we had had enough, some rain started coming down. So we headed on home. So perfect timing. Thank you, Steve.
Yep. Well, the system slowed down as the day went along. So, you know, it was first of all, it was going to be, 5 o'clock for some rain, and then it was 6, and then 7, and eventually it was, what, about 9:30, 9:45 kind of.
Oh, we got maybe like a minute worth of rain, maybe around like 7:30?
Yeah, I was going to say it was like 7:38. Yeah. It wasn't much, but it was just enough to kind of like, okay, let's get going now. It's coming. Home. Yeah. But they got a haul, I tell you. Goodness, what a great time. Yeah. Another Halloween in the books.
Excellent. Anyway, well, let's look ahead and see what's happening for us right now. On the roads, we're in good shape to start the day. 6:01 on your Friday. So here's what we've got on the go right now. Let's go down towards the Niagara area, and we'll see that things are calm out there. Not seeing any problems out there, just the normal build up this time of day. And maybe Fridays are not quite as busy as other days. Looking through Millen Road, moving into the Stony Creek area, Burlington Skyway Bridge through Hamilton, moving along all right. Brant Street, no problems. By the Ford plant, we're seeing things build up a little bit, but not so bad. 403 west of Winston Churchill. King Road and 403, no problems. And up by Pearson Airport, traffic's moving along in good shape. So it's a good start to the day so far. Let's hope it stays that way, and we'll update everything for you, and we'll check and see what's happening weather-wise for us. And we know it's going to get a little cooler. How cool? Well, we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Steve, not Brian. Brian is back on Monday. Well, the $3.85 billion sale of Hamilton-based Stelco, it's expected to move ahead today. The federal government has approved the sale to U.S. steelmaker Cleveland-Cliffs. Industry Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne says the approval comes with a set of binding commitments, though, for the next 5 years. So Cleveland-Cliffs will maintain the Stelco brand, keep its headquarters in Hamilton, and ensure job security for both union and most non-union employees. The company will also honor existing labor agreements and pension commitments while investing in capital and research. Additionally, it has to keep greenhouse gas emissions at least 25% below the global average for integrated steel mills.
Mohawk College is preparing for layoffs as it faces a multi-million-dollar deficit following the federal government's announcement. On Wednesday, an internal memo was circulated among Mohawk College staff announcing the school is facing significant operational challenges as a result of the government's decision to limit postgraduate work permits and further reduce the international enrollment cap. The school says that based on the information it now has, the college is facing a projected $50 million deficit for 2025 and 26, and says that it knows that these challenges will continue past the next fiscal year, and adds that it needs to make difficult decisions about its current program mix and the services that it offers. Every area of the college, it will be affected, and layoffs will be necessary, adding that it will be also introducing a voluntary retirement incentive program for eligible employees. The school goes on to say it will be hosting a virtual town hall for all employees on November the 8th.
Canada Post workers could walk off the job as early as Sunday if the union and Canada Post aren't able to reach a contract deal. Simone Gavros joins us now from a Canada Post location on Hamilton Mountain. Good morning.
Good morning, Annette. Well, the Canadian Union of Postal Workers and Canada Post, they're currently in a 21-day cooling off period, but that ends tomorrow, which means that the union would be in a legal strike position as of Sunday if they give 72 hours notice. Now, all week long, we've been following how these contract negotiations have been going, and Canada Post presented its latest contract offer to the union earlier this week. The new proposal includes annual wage increases amounting to 11.5% over 4 years. It also protects the defined benefit pension for current employees, their job security, and health benefits. The union's national president responded in a media release this week saying that the global offer falls short, and teams have been reviewing the offer, but no details have been given just yet on where those next steps will be. Now, the two largest bargaining units have been negotiating contracts for almost a year. That includes the Urban Operations Unit and Rural and Suburban Mail Carriers. Now, those are the two units that would likely be the most affected when it comes to mail delivery. The union announced earlier this week that its members have voted overwhelmingly in favor of strike action if a deal cannot be reached at the bargaining table. Now, this morning, I reached out to both the union as well as their employer for more details on where these contract negotiation talks have been going, given that the cooling off period ends tomorrow. But I'll also be speaking to people here this morning for more reaction on what a possible strike would mean for them. For now, Tim, I'll send things back to you.
All right, thanks, Simone. A 17-year-old from Oakville is missing. Halton police say Dilver Burra was last seen around 8:30 yesterday morning near Cornwall Road and Maple Grove Road in Oakville. Police say he has brown skin, dark, short, spiky hair. He's about 5'11" with a medium build. There's no clothing description, but he's probably wearing white shorts and carrying a bright red backpack.
A 19-year-old woman in Toronto has been charged with murder and arson after her 4-month-old daughter died in a fire last week. Police say the woman and baby were pulled from a house fire in the city's northwest. The baby died in hospital. The woman was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police have released few other details.
To BC now, and the RCMP say they have dismantled a fentanyl operation capable of producing more than 95 million lethal doses of the drug. That's enough to kill the entire population of Canada twice over. The Super Lab, it was discovered in Falkland, BC. It's the most sophisticated drug lab in the country. So at this lab, police seized 54 kilograms of finished fentanyl along with massive amounts of chemicals to produce it. They also seized 390 kilograms of methamphetamine, dozens of handguns, assault rifles, and submachine guns, along with body armor and $500,000 in cash. That was all seized. One man is in custody, identified as the lab's ringleader.
And Brantford police say they've seized their largest amount of fentanyl yet. They've taken more than 3,100 grams off the street after search warrants at 2 homes in Brantford. 2 men and a woman have been charged with trafficking. Police say the fentanyl, along with hydromorphone pills, cocaine, and methamphetamine, is worth $690,000. This is an unusual case. Police have charged a 67-year-old Kitchener man after a series of thefts of walnuts. It started last November when a transport truck loaded with walnuts was stolen from a business on Eagle Street and Hessler Road in Cambridge. Halton police discovered that trailer and the walnuts a month later and returned them to the business. But weeks later, that same trailer was stolen again, with thieves making off with $26,000 worth of walnuts. A portion of the load was recovered in February with help from Hamilton police. A reminder that the end of daylight saving time happens this weekend. Clocks will fall back 1 hour at 2 Sunday morning. With the change, it will get darker earlier in the evening. Standard time will last until March 9th when we spring forward with the return of daylight saving time. Most provinces and territories will observe the shift, with the exception of Yukon, most of Saskatchewan, and parts of Nunavut, Quebec, and BC, which follow standard time year-round.
I always giggle at the video of daylight saving time, like where we get it from.
Yeah.
Hey, can we come into your bedroom and film you while you're sleeping? We just need it for the news. Is that okay?
And then we're going to use it over and over again.
Yeah. Is that okay? All right, thanks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't wake me.
Sportsline. We kick off a new month of the NHL season with the Maple Leafs having some ups and downs through the first few weeks. But, looked good last night with the Seattle Kraken in town.
John Tavares holds. Waits, has a look, and swings that down to Riley, moving. Sends it back in front. They score! William Nylander, what a pass by Morgan Riley.
Yeah, Willie Nylander was the benefactor of some fancy puck play from his line mates, starting with Morgan Riley setting up the winger for his 7th goal of the season, giving the Leafs the 2-zip lead. Seattle, they had scored 8 on Tuesday in Montreal, but they were shut down last night. Willie would pot his 2nd of the night, thanks to that great pass from John Tavares from his knees. Number 8 on the year to lead the team. Joseph Wall would make 24 saves, allowing a goal to get past him. And Austin Matthews, well, he would show off his billiard skills, knocking it off the boards, coming up right here and into the empty nets. Leafs take it for their 6th win in 11 games. They hit the road this weekend. They're off to St. Louis and Minnesota for games on Saturday and Sunday.
Loose in front here. Great chance down low. Ovechkin scores!
Yeah, get ready for a lot of tracking of Alex Ovechkin goals this season as he approaches a record nobody thought could be broken. Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal mark of 894. Ovi now 37 behind the great one as he lifted his Capitals over Montreal 6-3. So that is number 858, 37 behind the great one with his 5th goal in 9 games.
4-man rush. Rogers to the end zone. And Wilson, can he one-handed and stay in bounds?
To the NFL Thursday Nighter and Al Michaels, Garrett Wilson of the Jets did stay in bounds to complete one of the best catches you will not only see this season, ever.
That's like ballet.
It's simply amazing. Like in slow-mo, it's just like, but this is in real time. The one-handed end zone grab by Wilson was reviewed and deemed that his shin was in bounds before his knee fell out of bounds. And it gave Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets a sliver of hope this season as they came back to beat Houston 21-13 and snapped their 5-game slide. Week 9 is underway. Bills host Miami on Sunday. All right, let's go to the CFL, who enter the playoffs this weekend with the East and West semifinals. That's not going to feature your Tiger Cats, who missed the playoffs. First time in Bo Levi Mitchell's career that has happened. The 34-year-old received a consolation prize for his top-notch season, earning a nod as the most outstanding player in the East Division, trying to win it for the 3rd time. Despite the Ticats' 7-11 record, that was overlooked as his stats were just too darn good, leading the CFL in passing yards by over 1,000, passing touchdowns by 7, in addition to leading the league in attempts and completions. So, Bo will be in tough, though, to take home that top prize, as the West nominee is Winnipeg Blue Bomber running back Brady Oliveira. For the 2nd consecutive year, the 27-year-old from Winnipeg led the league in rushing and yards and surpassed the 1,000-yard rushing mark for a 3rd consecutive year. Add to that, his team, well, they finished in top spot in the West. Winner is going to be announced. Grey Cup week in Vancouver. But that's not all. Not the only Ticap for some hardware. Receiver Shamar Bridges has been nominated for the Most Outstanding Rookie Award. Bridges established a new franchise record for rookie receptions with 83. 26-year-old started 15 games in his first season, added 933 receiving yards, 4 trips to the end zone before being lost to the season with a knee injury.
Okay, let's have a look at traffic happening outside right now. 6:13 on your Friday. In some areas, it's fairly light. Well, let's go up to Pearson. A lot of people maybe heading out for the weekend, flying somewhere. It's looking pretty good right now, so that's all right. Coming off of the 400 and the 401 area, the traffic's moving along fairly well, and it's also busy. Another trouble spot that has been with us all week, but now to light this morning, at least at this point, 6:13 in the morning. This is the Skyway Bridge, eastbound, Toronto bound, coming towards us, and traffic is building a little bit more than Niagara bound, but still looking in pretty good shape. Making the turn at Brant Street, traffic's moving in good shape. Up by the Ford plant, again, we're not seeing any major problems that way. Up to 403 west of Winston Churchill, doing okay. Down towards Niagara, it's been calm all morning and continues to be. Out of Niagara, looking pretty good, and the Skyway eastbound, Garden City Skyway there, looking in pretty good shape. So good start to the day as far as traffic is concerned, and not a bad start to the day today weather-wise, but still gusty winds out there overnight. We did see gusty winds up to about 60 kilometers an hour in most areas, and this will lessen a little bit today. So what's going to happen today? We're going to get back to more seasonal temperatures. You'll actually notice the temperature drop as the day goes along. In fact, the temperatures we have outside right now in the teens, mid-teens, may be the warmest that we'll see all day today, and falling off, for example, in Hamilton, falling off to 9 degrees this afternoon. So the back end of this low, which brought us that rain last night, could bring some showers again later this afternoon, possibly possibly with us. High pressure, though, coming in is going to clear up the sky, so we'll see a sunny day tomorrow, but certainly cooler air. But on the back end of that low, we're looking for, again, a little warmth as we get into next week. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday than Sunday so much. We're looking for a little shower activity coming our way, but we'll see a bit of a bump in temperatures as well. But getting back to more seasonal conditions. So Hamilton right now 12 degrees, Grimsby 11, Toronto 13, Mississauga 11. This is how you're starting the day, but the temperatures will fall off as we go along for November the 1st. Sun up, 7:56, down at 6:11 p.m. Normal highs 10 degrees this time of year. Today's high expected to be 11 degrees, so very close to seasonal, which is 10. Some afternoon rain. We may see a little bit of sun, but that might be optimistic. And still, we'll get a little wind gust anywhere from 40 to 60 for most of the day. And tonight's forecast, a little on the chilly side. Great for sleeping, though. Right on the freezing mark. 40-kilometer-an-hour gusts still with us, and cloudy conditions out there. We'll look at the extended forecast coming up in the next few minutes. And check traffic again. That's it.
You know what's interesting there? So the sun is up 7:56 today.
Yes.
But we're going back an hour. So I don't think it's going to get to that 8 o'clock because we got one more day before we go back a whole hour.
We go back.
And then it gets dark really early, though. That's
Yes.
the only thing.
I kind of like that.
Do you?
Yeah, I
Me
do.
too.
Yeah. Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to chat with Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And in business news, there are now labor disputes at Canada's 2 busiest ports. 6:18 on your Friday morning, and we say good morning to Emily.
Hi, good morning. Okay, coming up, Paddington heads to Peru in a brand new movie trailer. Netflix is teaming up with MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Vegas. We'll tell you how. And Rolls-Royce has created a one-of-a-kind car for 007.
I'm assuming it's probably pretty cheap, too.
Yeah.
Very affordable for
the
everybody.
masses.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to get one next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. In business news, the Canadian dollar in overseas trading is down 11 basis points right now, trading at 71.75 cents U.S. Gold is up more than $14, and crude oil has gained a couple of dollars to $71.26 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
What about Asia? Markets were down in Tokyo and Hong Kong. Check that. Down in Tokyo, up in Hong Kong, down in Shanghai. There we go. It's Friday. Yeah, North American markets. Let's see if I can get this right. Let's go. Oh, yikes. Not a good day on Thursday. Losses right across the board. Triple-digit losses. NASDAQ down 512 basis points. We should
be close to a record.
Well, it's the markets are really going to be fluctuating as we get closer to Tuesday and the election. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. This is the first day of the trading of a new month. We'll see if they can rebound slightly, but that's going to be a focal point for us.
A new partial strike by dock workers at the Port of Montreal has closed 2 container terminals. This is at Canada's second largest port. They're going to be closed until further notice after longshore workers started another strike yesterday. It follows a refusal of overtime shifts in a 3-day strike earlier in October at the same terminals. The Canadian Union of Public Employees is willing to end the strike if a deal can be reached, but the Maritime Employers Association says it cannot grant the demand to change work schedules without formal talks. Meantime, at the busiest port in the country, there could be a strike on Monday. The union, representing about 700 foremen at BC ports, has given a 72-hour strike notice. The union plans to start an overtime ban on Monday if they don't get a deal. There have been labor disruptions at ports and rail lines across the country this year, affecting supply lines, with Metro Vancouver grain terminals shut down for several days and work stoppages at both Canadian major railways.
Okay, let's look at business news. We'll have more about it coming up. I can't remember a warmer Halloween.
No.
It was windy, obviously, but will those winds be blowing into your Friday? Steve will be back with that. Look at the weekend after this.
All right, welcome back to Morning Live, 6:24 on your Friday. And in answer to your question, Tim, is it still going to be gusty winds? You see the camera bobbing around just a little bit here on the Burlington Skyway Bridge as we see traffic starting to build up just a little bit. We'll get 40 to 60 kilometer an hour gusts, not quite as gusty as they were last night. Most areas of the Golden Horseshoe did get gusts 60, maybe a little bit more than that. But we're looking for 40 to 60 today, and then they'll sort of peter out as the day goes along. Elsewhere, as we look around, Walker's Line looking in pretty good shape right now, but building up as you would expect. By the Ford plant, seeing no problems. 403 west of Winston Churchill, we're looking good. Airport camera not working right now, neither is that one. We'll look at the 401 basket weave, seeing traffic moving along in pretty good shape. And down towards Niagara, no problems out there at all, getting out of Niagara and moving into the Stony Creek area. So things are looking pretty good, not seeing any accidents out there right now, so let's hope that stays that way. All right, what's happening for us today? We are going to notice the temperature actually maybe right now, maybe the highest that we're going to see all day long, because the temperatures are going to slide down to or a little bit below seasonal over the next number of hours into the afternoon. But right now, Hamilton looking at 12, Grimsby and Mississauga 11, Toronto looking at 13 degrees as we speak. Your Friday planner looks like this. We'll start the day. Maybe you might get a little bit of sun when it pops up in the next hour. However, we're looking for more cloud than anything else. And then into the afternoon, slight chance of some showers here and there. So that's what's going to be the story. But the biggest tale right now is the fact that the temperature is going to slide down to more seasonal conditions, at least for the weekend. Next week, that's going to change. So your evening commute could be under rainy conditions, temperatures anywhere from 9 to 11 degrees, depending on where you are. And your extended forecast shows that a high of 11 today, which would be almost bang on seasonal, a little bit below seasonal Saturday, turning the clocks back. Sunday, cloudy conditions. And then next week, we're going to get a little bit of a bump in temperatures again by the looks of things. However, coming with that will be lots of cloud and a little bit of rain. So that's what's in store for us, and we'll update everything for you in the next few minutes.
Okay. So it turns out Halloween was not just for the little ones last night. Zookeepers around the world treated their animals to snack-filled surprises.
What to do with those pumpkins? Well, in England, animals enjoyed Halloween-themed enclosures decorated with trees to engage their natural foraging and hunting instincts. Lemurs had bat-shaped puzzle feeders, while both lemurs and storks explored their own pumpkin patch at the Prague Zoo in Czechia. The annual Pumpkin Festival had featured a feast of pumpkins for Asian elephants, aardvarks, meerkats, and Galapagos tortoises. Meantime, Belgium's largest zoo is in for the fun, offering pumpkins to hippos and showcasing ghostly dancing pandas as part of their Halloween celebrations.
And back to the hippos.
So we had carved our pumpkin on Saturday for a neighborhood party. They were just hanging on last night.
Yeah, but they get that creepy
I know.
kind of.
It was like folding into one another. But good fun last night for Halloween. All right, we got a new month. What's in store? Well, we'll tell you right after this.